So late last night, or at least late last night here on the East Coast, Marvel and Disney decided to release the newest trailer for the upcoming Disney Plus series Secret Invasion. And I have to be honest with you, the trailer looks absolutely amazing. Like the trailer looks absolutely fantastic. So if you want to get my honest opinion on it, I'm going to tell you guys everything that I personally feel with this trailer, both the good and the bad. And I hope you guys can stick around and have a calm, nice discussion about the good and what I feel Disney dropped the ball and Marvel dropped the ball when it came to this property. Because the teaser trailer for this upcoming series looks fantastic. It looks like it's a series, a serious espionage spy thriller, much like we got with Captain America Winter Soldier. That was something I feel like Marvel has been missing a lot in this new era of Marvel, where all we get is like these gags and these jokes and these over the top things, stuff like Thor Love and Thunder and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and even Doctor Strange had a lot of comedy in it. Not as much as the other movies, but they still had it, right? It's that like new MCU formula that they're going with, and we haven't had anything that was really serious and like a spy thriller like we used to get, right? Marvel movies back in phase 1 and phase 2 and early phase 3, each movie had its own different genre. The Captain America movies had like this real spy thriller, born like almost like this Born Identity kind of feel to it, and the Iron Man movies had their own feel to it. The Thor movies had their own like kind of like Greek god mythology. Then of course they changed the formula with Ragnarok, but each Marvel movie had their own little formula, and that's what kept all the movies refreshing, because every time you go to a Marvel movie, you were essentially getting different things. Even the Spider-Man movie was more of a kid growing up, like the Breakfast Club type of, that type of feel. You know what I mean? So this is something that I think Marvel has been lacking for a while. However, I feel like they completely dropped the ball with this. It looks absolutely fantastic, right? It looks fantastic. The cinematography looks good. The action looks good. The whole like premise and spy thriller aspect of it looks fantastic. But I feel like Marvel dropped the ball with this by making this a series. This should have been its own movie. This should have been a movie. Phase 4 should have been everything to do with Secret Invasion. That's what Phase 4 should have been. There was really no lead up to to Secret Invasion. In the comic book, Secret Invasion, there was like a lead up to it. Brian Michael Bendis was writing the Avengers book at the time, and he was like piecing together like little snippets and Easter eggs leading up to Secret Invasion. And I feel like Marvel really hasn't done so, at least not since Spider-Man No or Far From Home. Back when Far From Home ended phase 3, and we had Nick Fury and Mara Hill, and they were played by Ben Mendelsohn and the Skrulls at the end, we get that little snippet. But other than Captain Marvel and Spider-Man Far From Home, we haven't really dived into Skrulls taking places of humans on Earth. We really haven't even thought about the Skrulls since then. And now we're getting a Secret Invasion trailer, which this is taking place in phase 5 now. So it's been a whole complete phase of nothing to do with Nick Fury, nothing to do with Skrulls, and I feel like they really dropped the ball. I think like a lot of new people coming in probably don't even know who Nick Fury is or realize how important he was to the early stages of the MCU, and now we're getting a series much later than it should have been. I feel like this is a Black Widow situation where we should have got a Black Widow movie back in early phase 3 or end of phase 2. We should have got a Secret Invasion movie in phase 4, and to be fair, it should have been led up to it, right? It should have been Avengers Secret Invasion, right? It should have been the last movie of phase 4. We should have had all kinds of stuff. You could have kept a lot of the movies that were already existed, but just kind of tease like scroll stuff in the middle of it. Find out what Nick Fury is doing, where he's doing it, whatnot. We should have had a Captain Marvel movie in phase 4. We should have had the Falcon Winter Soldier should also have been a movie in phase 4, which could have been hinted around with some scrolls going on there. And then that all tie into the final movie in phase 4, which was Avengers Secret Invasion. But instead, they decided, hey, we're going to throw out like 20 Disney Plus shows. We're going to have these movies with characters that we don't really care about, like Eternals or Shang-Chi. And for the record, I'm not saying those movies are bad. I like Eternals, but that's nonetheless characters that we never heard of before, that you're giving them their own movies, and it's taken away from the overall narrative. You could easily just introduce some of the Eternals in Secret Invasion, or introduce Shang-Chi in some other movie, much like they did with Black Panther inside Civil War, and then you kind of build to your season finale, if you would, of the Phase 4, and have it Avengers Secret Wars. To me, that would make a lot more sense, rather than, hey, we're just going to throw this on Disney Plus, because I think you're taking away from the actors like Samuel Jackson and Emily Clark, right? These are great actors. Ben Mendelsohn, like, this is a fantastic series. This looks like an HBO series, but I just feel like it's wasted potential. I think the whole Falcon Winter Soldier show was wasted potential. And it's just not over at Marvel. I think it's wasted potential on Disney in general. Because when you look at something like Star Wars, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series should have been a movie. Right? It should have been a movie. And when you get properties that should have been a movie and you make them and try to stretch them into shows, you can really see the downfall of that, because there's a lot of extra fluff that doesn't need to be in there. And it's just like a lot of like empty calories. And that's the problem with a lot of properties today over when it comes to Disney and Marvel and Star Wars and all of that stuff. So overall, I think the trailer looks fantastic. I'm not taking away from the trailer. I think it looks good. It looks intriguing. It's like, I can't wait to see this. But at the same time, it looks like something that should have been put on a big screen. It should have been something that we build to. And it should have been something that was set up throughout Phase 4, which was leading to an Avengers Secret Wars movie. Now we're just sitting here and we're like, okay, it's another Disney Plus series. It's going to have that Disney Plus series formula, but it would have been better served on the big screen. Like I really feel like they just kind of took their eye off the target, and now they're kind of like scattering around. And this was in production for a long time. But we already see where stuff like Armor Wars is being taken off the Disney Plus series and being made into a movie, because some of these properties should have been a movie. Right? Some of these properties should have absolutely have been a movie. But that is just my thoughts, guys. That is just my opinion. I am just one man, one very large man with an opinion. But I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. Smash that like and subscribe button. And until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and that is my opinion.